Van's eyes flickered open, and he sprung up, his heart pounding. Gasping for breath, he scanned his surroundings, feeling a dull ache in his back. Vanlis realised he was lying on an old rickety wooden bed, too ancient and uncomfortable to be his own. As he cautiously rose from the bed, the cold hard mud beneath his bare feet sent a shiver up his spine. His breath formed icy clouds in the air. Vanlis' eyes darted around, and slowly adjusting to the dim light filtering through what appeared to be a cave entrance. The idea of a bed in a cave struck him as odd, but he shrugged off the thought and explored his surroundings. In the midst of the cave stood a one oak desk, seemingly out of place in such setting. Drawn by curiosity, Vanlis approached it and noticed a piece of parchment resting on the surface. To his relief, it was written in English. Still, the uncertainty of his location lingered, leaving him unsure if this strange place was near his home. Vanlis carefully lifted the parchment, his eyes tracing over the words inscribed upon it. If you're reading this, then you, like me, have been chosen by the video game you picked. I'm still trying to figure out why I was picked. I've only been here a few weeks, but I can tell by this place is very different and more dangerous than Earth. To survive, you'll need to find friends who can help you get used to this new world. I found some people who helped me. They even saved me from something resembling a dragon. I'm heading to a place called Zayant, in the far north. I hope to meet more people who can help, like the ones I found. A word of caution, stay hidden. Avoid open areas, use trees for cover. There's a lot of dangerous creatures here. I stay safe by staying out of sight. Good luck, and stay safe. Val. Van's eyes widened in disbelief, his breath catching in his throat. The message of the parchment sent a wave shocking through him. Confusion swirled Van's mind. What was his place? Why was he chosen? Should he stay put, hoping to find a way back home? Reaching into his pocket for his smartphone, he intended to snap a photo of the note. Instead, he pulled out a pen and a piece of parchment. Glancing down, he noticed another startling change. His comfortable cotton pyjama bottoms had transferred to dark, sturdy trousers. His simply white t-shirt was now a royal blue tunic. Goosebumps appeared in his arms. What is happening? He murmured, barely audible. With a sense of urgency, Vanlis stepped out of the cave. He knew that he couldn't just linger there. He needed to find food and water. The reality of his situation was settling in, and he had to act fast. As Vanlis emerged from the cave, a vast expanse of trees greeted him, stretching miles into the distance. The forest was a mixture of colours, with trees enchanted in shades of pink and yellow, contrasting to the clear blue sky dotted in a few clouds. An open grassland lay ahead, offering a clear view. Vanlis started walking towards this treeless path, and then halted, recalling the warning in the letter about staying hidden. The open space seemed exactly like Val's mentioned danger, a potential trap. Resolute in his decision, he avoided the open grassland. Vanlis moved northwards, seeking the tree's safety. Darkness descended rapidly, transforming the forest into a realm of shadows and eerie sounds. Vanlis could hear a subtle rustling of leaves nearby, occasionally interrupted by a distant, ominous howls. A thunderous roar reverberated through the air, its intensity causing the earth to tremble, and the fear soared through Vanlis. Trembling, Vanlis took refuge behind a sturdy tree, his heart pounding in his chest. He cautiously peered around the trunk, desperate to identify the source of the roar. Through the thick foliage he glimpsed movement, a dark shape emerging from the open space. His eyes widened in shock at seeing an enormous wolf-like creature. Its body long and silk, cloaked in pitch-black fur, and its eyes a piercing blue. The beast lifted his massive head, its nostrils flaring as it sniffed the air, ears twitching alertly. As the wolf turned his gaze to Vanlis' direction, Vanlis quickly retreated behind the tree, his body quaking. The wolf's gaze lingered, its ears flattening against his head, sensing something amiss. The wolf barked sharply, locking its eyes in Vanlis' direction. Frozen with fear, Vanlis couldn't move or think. Another roar, distant yet mighty, rang out, causing the wolf to snarl, and then darted off into the depths of the forest. Vanlis stood motionless, his gaze fixed northward. He knew he needed to find shelter or assistance soon, the thought of re-encountering the wolf weighing heavily on his mind. The urgency in his situation pressed upon him, urging him to proceed despite the dangers that lurk in the shadowy forest. Relieved to spot a lake ahead, Valens hurried towards it, his thirst overwhelming him. As he bent down to drink, he was startled to see tiny spiders emerging from the water, falling over him. Valens frankly shook them off, but his gaze returned to the water, filled with despair. Despite the unsettling encounter, his parched throat and weakening body compelled him to drink. He had no choice. Dehydration was more a minor threat than spiders. Once his thirst was quenched, Valens sat down on the vibrant green grass, his eyes scanning the surroundings. He spotted a few apples near a tree. Hungry, he ate them eagerly and noticed another note written in the same handwriting as the first. It read, "I don't know if you're from Wyaninious or another world, but the food is scarce here, and there's many predators hiding, awaiting for an easy target. My advice, eat some food you find, but not all, and keep heading north. You'll eventually find a place where people gather for safety, away from the predators. It's best to get there quickly, as the predators always search. Safe travels, Val." Valens carefully tucked the note into his pocket, wondering this mysterious Val. How did this person seem to know so much than what was revealed in the first letter? It had only taken a few hours to reach this point from the cave. He shook his head, dismissing the swirling questions, and followed the voice in the note. Placing one apple in his pocket, he continued northward, sticking to the shelter of the shadows. As Valens walked, he noticed crows circling overhead, their eyes fixed on him, their calls echoing. Valens' hands grew clammy with nervousness. He pressed on, even as the crows' unblinking stares followed him. Suddenly, Valens collided with something hard and massive. At first it seemed like a tree hidden in the shadows, but then it moved. Two glowing white eyes pierced through the darkness and smoke, locking on to Valens. Before he could react, Valens felt a powerful strike to his head, sending him tumbling into unconsciousness. Valens' limp body fell to the ground. The shadowy figure grasped Valens' leg and dragged him deeper into the forest.